Yeah, hello, Purna, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Oh, great. Hello, Murali, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
So Mukesh,
Yes, I'm available.
yeah, Mukesh, I told you, right? Tarun and other, his friend, he's also trying to join. No power, I think. After 15 minutes, they'll continue. So meanwhile, you can,
Okay.
yeah, start with Murali and Annapurna.
Okay. Hi, Murli. Hi, Annapurna. Hope you guys can hear me better.
Yeah, it's very clear, Mukesh.
Yes.
Can I? Okay, I got the access. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, let me know once you are able to view my screen.
I could see you.
All right.
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay. Just let me give you a brief introduction about
Okay.
myself. Quick introduction, and then we'll have a quick introduction from your side to get a feel about your expectations and understanding. Then, as this is a demo, I'll just quickly go through the basic process of the application, and then we'll try to see how it performs as part of the process is concerned. Okay. As a demo, I'll break this into two segments. One is providing you the functional understanding, that is basically business understanding, because some of you may be new to the domain or the industry, some of you may be already working with the industry. So that will give you a connect. Second one is the application, how I would train the application. So you will also get a brief understanding of both the pieces is concerned. To start with, I have almost like an 18 years of experience. Worked extensively on the transportation applications, various products that includes Keywell, SAP, and other small minor products also. But predominantly, my experience is on the supply chain management, which includes the warehousing, the distribution. In the distribution, I'm predominantly on the 3PL process is concerned. If somebody is new to the 3PL, I'll explain that in the later stages what is a 3PL is concerned. So that's my brief. I'm not going much in detail as this is a demo, but as we progress, we might try to understand each other, and then you can also go through the various scenarios of the supply chain is concerned. Maybe from your side, you can start, maybe Annapurna, just a brief introduction, because so that it will help me to gauge how to navigate myself in the training.
Okay. My name is Annapurna, and I'm basically from dental field. I'm a dentist. So what I'm trying is I would like to know class OTM class. Also, I'm flying to the US, so I'm planning to do a software job. So that's the main concern for me to go through the OTM class.
Okay.
So as this field is entirely new to me, so I don't know how come I could success, but I'm trying to.
Okay, no problem, because I've seen people from various backgrounds getting into this and trying to, especially for OTM point of view, US is a big market. There's a huge gap from the number of jobs available versus the number of resources, especially in the OTM market. I'm not speaking about any other IT. I'm only speaking on OTM because it's a very hot cake kind of thing in US market. So yeah, it all depends on your practice, but I'll guide you how to achieve that one. And also it's not just OTM, you may have to learn some other tools associated with OTM, which I'll explain in the introduction session, so that you are equipped enough to handle this job is concerned.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, Mukesh, this is Murli here. My profile matches almost what you were explaining about yourself. except the part I don't know about, meaning I am not exposed to transportation. I'm also like the supply chain area, like around 17 plus years of experience in the EBS. I have worked extensively on the 3PL integrations, implementation, and I'm a hardcore WMS guy. So the only area, as you said, was yes, transportation is a hot cake, and the market is going down on EBS. So I want to get more on transportation where the opportunities are coming in. So that's the prime idea for me.
Okay, good. Yeah, WMS to OTM, I think it's a natural transition because they go hand in a lot of organizations, especially with 3PL. Because if a company is into contract logistics or anything, they both will have both WMS as well as distribution in together, transportation. Yeah, that's a natural choice. And yes, in my experience of training, I've seen almost like 80% of the people with EBS background moving on with OTM. So I see that as a natural choice, which is good, I say. All right. So now that we understand each other, let me explain this. I hope most of you would have already seen this. This is a course designed for techno-functional. When I say techno-functional, this is both as a functional consultant, you will be able to configure the application. That means, like for example, if you take a simple scenario, I want to move a cargo from Hyderabad all the way to Singapore. Then I need to create like locations. I need to create which flight I'm going to travel or which vehicle I'm going to use, whether I will go by truck till Chennai and then vessel or a ship to my final destination. So those are your vehicles or vessels in which you will transport. And the user creation, the hierarchy of the user creation, all those things we call it as configuration. Then you have customization. Customization is part of technical. Now, when I say customization, you don't need to write the Java code or C or ADF framework. You don't need to write all those particular things because there are built-in screens in the application where you can just drag and drop, and then you will be able to generate your customized screens in OTM. Now, Annapurna, here is what I would recommend you is try to understand one session about UI, that is called as user interface, because you are altogether new into the IT. UI basically means like in the screen, whether I will have a radio button, checkboxes, fields. So we consider that as a user interface. You might have seen this in most of your web applications, or as a end user of a web, you would have seen all these fields. It is just that you need to understand the terms. Means like a drop down list is there. Sometimes we call it as a list box or a combo box. That is more of a technical term. But for you as an end user, you would have called it as a drop down or a checkbox. So you just need to understand that from a front end. And ideally, it is recommended for everybody to understand SQL, PLSQL, and XML as part of the technical competency is concerned. I repeat, SQL, PLSQL, and your XML. When I say XML, subparts of XML like XSL and all. Most of the times, you will not take more than a month to gear up yourself in this particular thing. They are very simple, easy to understand, English-like thing. So you should not find a challenge. So from an EBS, I assume, Murli, you are already familiar with, you might be already familiar with SQL and PLSQL or XML, I'm not sure. If you are not, ideally I would recommend this. Annapurna, from your side, apart from these three, what is a UI or UX is something, if you know, it will add to your resume or to your profile is concerned. So these are some recommended apart from OTM.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good on it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Perfect. So as I said, these will enhance your probability of launching yourself into the application, because what happens is these are hand in hand. Means like sometimes without your knowledge, you may have to enter into these tools, work with the application, and then build certain things. It's not like you're coding something or developing something, but it is basically to retrieve some information or to add some workflows into the application. And just as an information, OTM is a standalone application as well as an integrated with EBS or Oracle apps historically. But basically, the idea is from a warehouse order, I get into my transportation, or from a PO or SO, that is purchase order, or a sales order, I bring that for the transportation order, which we will discuss in detail, all that. So because of the natural integration to the external system, it is recommended to have this knowledge so that your opportunities in this particular area will become more, I would say. Okay, so that is what we would recommend. Now, as I said, this course initially we will start with functional part. As some of you are new to the transportation segment, I might involve certain transportation introduction. So our first session, once we do a formal training, we will introduce ourselves to the transportation systems. Why? Because every time when you enter a new domain, you might have to understand the terms, because everybody will speak the same language. Like in EBS, when it comes to warehousing, everybody understands. If somebody says put away, somebody say packing list, pick list, it is easy for the WMS team to understand these words. But same thing when I come to my transportation, I might use words like house error bill of lading. These are new words which you may or may not know. So I will introduce you to this kind of domain industry, so that when somebody speaks to you, obviously your customers will always speak the transportation industry words. So you should understand what is this word, why we use that word, and how to connect this particular application to that word. So that is what we will do as part of introduction. Second thing is, we will introduce ourselves to the application functional part. When I say functional part, how to configure the application, how to make the system ready for your customer to use it, perform his day-to-day transaction, what all the setups I need to do or masters I need to create. Those things are something which you need to go through as part of your regular processes concern. So with that, we will introduce you to the various scenarios of this particular transportation domain. When I say scenario, like for a simple example, I start a flight from Hyderabad, go to Dubai. Then I call this as a direct transportation. This is scenario 1. Scenario 2, I start from Hyderabad, go to Dubai, change my flight from Dubai, go to San Francisco or to New York. This is called as multi-stop. In multi-stop, there are two things which will happen. Either you will do a hopping. Hopping means same flight will go to the final destination by stopping in Dubai. Generally, it will not happen in international. Domestic, it will happen. Like for example, a flight will start from Delhi, go to Chennai. From Chennai, it will go to Coimbatore, or go Delhi to Hyderabad. Same flight will go to Vijayawada. These are called as hopping flights. That can be another scenario. Multi-leg scenario means I come to Hyderabad, change the flight, then go to Vijayawada, then I can have a multi-leg scenario. So as part of this training, I will also help you to understand what are the basic scenarios available, how you need to configure those scenarios so that the customer can generate those kind of business process. So that is something which you have to go through also. Now this will ensure that when customer says that, okay, I have a direct transportation from San Francisco to New York, then what will happen? You know exactly what setups to perform, how to configure, and how to generate that particular scenario. Primarily, there will be only 3: direct, multi-stop, multi-leg. We will go through all these 3 scenarios. There can be many combinations. Like for example, when I say multi-leg, that is, let's take for example, I start from San Francisco, I go to New Jersey, then I go to New York. So here from San Francisco to New Jersey, I might go by flight. From New Jersey, I might go by truck. But still this is multi-leg. Same thing, I can go from San Francisco to New Jersey by flight 1, New Jersey to New York by flight 2. That is also a multi-leg scenario. But the combinations are two combinations. One is air and truck. Second one is air and air. So you might have this kind of combinations which we will be going through as part of our training. So there will be various combinations, but I will explain a high level how this happens so that you are ready for the configurations is concerned. Next comes your technical part. Technical part, maybe Murli, you will be easily able to connect. Like for example, we have agents. We call them as something like your concurrent programs, which are your workflows kind of thing. We will try to understand how to modify our screens, how to create more fields, how to remove the existing fields, how to prepare your system for integrating from one system to other system. Like for example, I have a purchase order created in my POMS system. How that order will be sent to OTM, how that integration will be created, and once it comes to OTM, how you are going to work with that OTM and send this information back. So those we call it as integration. That means when two softwares speak to each other, how they exchange the data between each other is called as integration. Okay, Annapurna, specifically from you, please feel free to stop me anytime if you don't understand a IT word, because you are very new to this one. If you're already familiar, which is good. If you're not familiar, even a single word you don't understand, shoot it, no problem on that one, because it might take a minute extra for me to explain, but it will ensure that you are through with that understanding is concerned. Or you can also do one thing, you can make a note of it, and then you can ask at the end of the session whatever you feel comfortable. Either in starting only you stop it, or you can ask me at the end of the session. Either ways it will work for me. And then finally we also have some technical part is like how to design our screens, customize our screens and other stuff. So that's also something which we will go through as part of our training is concerned. So that's the way we would cover. Generally, it would take anywhere between 20 to 25 hours. That's a 1 month session approximately. But depending on any holidays or breaks, it might increase. And generally, if we are taking breaks, I prefer some Sundays to take some extra hours so we can catch up and we can continue. I am not considering your practice sessions. That means some of you might spend 10 hours, some of you might spend 1 month for practicing this application. So these hours do not include your practice, because what will happen is, as part of your practice, as I said, it is not in my control. It will be purely in your control what time you sit and what time you practice. So these 25 hours do not include your practice. It will be up to you how you practice that one. Okay. As I said, if we are missing out some days, we generally look out for Sundays so that it will be there. Saturdays is a preferable holiday. If we are still lagging behind, I might put some Saturday also. So please feel free to be available on those particular days is concerned. Okay. So that's on the basic introduction. Any questions, queries as of now?
So Mukesh, will you be able to walk us in the training session? Okay, doing the training like related to your configuration, you already said about it. Will you be having a template of the BR100? What are the different tabs involved in it as a fresh implementation? Because most of the requirements I see is a fresh implementation going on. So in the session, do you cover all the configurations related to a BR100? Do you have a template of it also?
Okay, it will be a little tricky to cover the entire BR100. Annapurna, don't worry about this word. We can discuss later. It will be tricky to understand the entire BR100 because BR100 might have around hundreds of setups, as you know. So what I would touch is, I would touch the parent setup, which will ensure that your child setups are touched upon. Let me give a simple example. If I create a location, the location can have address like countries, address like states, or roles, whether it is a pickup point or a distribution point. These are child setups to your location. So when I speak about the location, I might also speak about the calendars, I might speak about the countries, but I may not go into the screen depth of these particular child setups. So, but in the
Okay.
screen, you'll be able to see them, but I will tell them that these are the important fields. So when I say
Okay.
important fields, you'll be able to capture that information.
I got it, but do you have a template of the BR100? At least for my knowledge, okay, I
So
should
in
know
terms
that.
of template, I can share it to you. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay, okay. That is one thing. On a broad perspective, is this OTM module can be integrated with other parties like Red Perry, Manhattan? Do you know anything about that?
Manhattan, yes, OTM has been integrated previously.
Yeah.
Mercury, you are saying?
Come again? Come again, Mukesh?
You said Manhattan, and what is the other product?
Red Perry.
Oh, Red Perry, yes. Red Perry is also done. Yeah.
Is it the same features available now after Oracle has bought this?
There are some lot of changes which were done as part of it. But if you see, the Oracle push is more on Logfire nowadays.
Yeah.
A built-in integration between Logfire to OTM. No need to do any customization.
Okay. So other than that, how about the working sessions? You said like how will be the access available? Like how long the access will be open for us during the
Access, this is a web-based access. So you will be given a separate login and a separate URL with your own domain, which where it won't clash with anybody else kind of thing. So you will be
Okay.
easily able to navigate within your domain.
No, meaning what will be during duration of the course, it will be open for us, right?
Typically, it's a 45 days access which will be given to you.
Okay.
So in case if you want to extend, then maybe I need to check with
Yeah.
Srinivas.
Yeah.
But the 45 days
Okay.
access will be generally given.
Okay, that's fine, okay. The other part is actually I'm in US time, Central time actually. And I'm currently in a project. Actually, I'm traveling for a project also. I'm traveling on Monday to Thursday. I'm in a typical go live implementation status now. We are in peak status. We can take it offline. I don't know about the schedules, how we can merge with the team members in this training. I figured out I'm available only on Friday, Saturday, Sunday on my time. We can take it offline and see what can be accommodated on this. I'm just giving you my availability. Okay. Other than that, I don't have any questions at this point. I can see, meaning like, is there any references of your training that you have done before on this?
Yes, it's almost like 88 batches I have done.
Oh,
I've
really?
been doing for the last 5 years.
Oh, really, man? Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
where are you from? Where are you from?
Basically, I'm based out of Hyderabad, but I keep traveling out.
Okay.
Mostly into the European region and US kind of thing.
Okay. And meaning your calendar is also available, or meaning how is your availability?
My calendars mostly in the mornings and evenings because these are the standard times I am available. Because most of my team works in EST time in US when I travel. So that's where it is there. But unfortunately, my calendars are very weird because 1 week I'll be in Malaysia, other week might be in somewhere in Norwegian region, and then US. Because of my extensive travel, I always keep a block. My block is in the morning hours or evening hours, which actually coincides with the US, either in the mornings or evenings for you. So that's why I keep this block open.
Okay. I'm good. I don't have any other questions. I think I'm good from my side to go further. Yeah.
All right. Annapurna, anything from your side?
So you provide instance access for how many days?
45 days is generally what we give.
Okay. And one more thing, do you provide any notes for these or?
Yes, there will be two types of notes given to you. One is the practice sessions. When it's a practice session, you will get one end-to-end activities about how to practice this whole application. It will be like a step-by-step kind of thing for you. So you can go through each step, what to do and how to do kind of thing. So you'll be able to do that one. So let me just share you that screen. So this is like a custom built screen for you. So for example, if I say configuring master data, you will have all these steps available along with a sample scenario and a screenshot, like which fields to enter, how to enter, so that at the first time, because it will be new for you, you'll have to just enter it by what we say. But once you get a practice, then you will be able to do this scenarios by yourself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let me
One
quickly
more
do it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
One more thing. Do you share the videos after the sessions? I mean, recorded sessions. Do you share the link with us?
We generally try to avoid that unless and until it is like a big thing. Because what's happening is we have seen that in a couple of times back, people have shared it to somebody else also. But we can do something out of it. For some of the critical topics I do share. Especially there are some topics which needs multiple times you need to listen to it to get it understanding, like rates, itineraries kind of thing. Those things will be given, but a regular complete end-to-end, I think we may not be able to provide that. But critical topics, answer is yes. All right, any other questions?
I'm good, Mukesh.
All right.
I will talk with Srini and see for the next steps.
Perfect. So we'll do one thing. We'll quickly take 15 minutes just to introduce you to the introduction part of the functional flow, as I mentioned. So today's, as we said, we will have two segments. One is introducing you to that. Second one is introducing to this one. Now, let me take one simple topic because this is also getting recorded, so you'll have an understanding of that. So typically, for a simple example, this is a small functional scenario. What we do is, let's assume that there is a transportation of Unilever cargo. So we got an order from Unilever to move the cargo of Dove soap from their manufacturing center in Delhi to San Francisco Walmart. So there is a sales order from Unilever to move the cargo from the manufacturing center of Delhi to Walmart, San Francisco. So what I'm trying to explain here is a scenario to identify the people who will be associated in the transportation. In this particular scenario, generally Unilever is the organization from where we pick up the cargo, and Walmart is an organization to which we deliver the cargo. So Unilever will be called as shipper. That means from a transportation point of view, going forward, when I say shipper, that means these are the individuals or the organizations from where we pick up the cargo and initiate the transportation. Walmart is the recipient or the receiver of this particular cargo. These kind of companies will be called as consignees as part of the transportation. So for any transportation, there will be minimum two resources or two organizations or individuals associated. One is shipper, from whom we pick up the cargo. Second one is consignee, to whom we deliver the cargo. In Asian market, or sometimes a very specific subcontinent, your shippers are also called as consigners. Okay, that's another word which we generally use. Okay, a shipper, as per the Indian subcontinent, we call them as consigner. Sometimes little Asia Pacific, South Asia Pacific also consigner is used, but globally we use a word called shipper, and globally the recipient is called as consignee. Now this Unilever has approached FedEx as a company. This company's responsibility is to arrange for pickup, arrange for delivery, because it's an international transportation. Maybe they will arrange for customs clearance. They will also arrange for insurance if there is a problem with that particular thing. And they may have their own flight to fly directly to the destination, or they may arrange a flying company to move the cargo. If one company is arranging for pickup, arranging for delivery, arranging for customs clearance, arranging for any insurance if required, arranging for a carrier if required, or they might send everything, those companies are called as freight forwarders. That is a term which we will use. Now, going forward, they may also be called as 3PL, that is called as third party logistics. We will discuss in detail what is a 2PL, 1PL and 3PL, but for now just understand that these companies are called as freight forwarders, means those companies who are responsible for entire transportation chain. In India, or again Asia Pacific, we use these companies as cargo packers and movers. Like if you see the Agarwal or Gati, these companies are called as cargo packers and movers. But in international language, they are called as freight forwarders. So it can be Gati, it can be DTDC, or it can be your Agarwal. Internationally, you can have FedEx, UPS, DHL, Kunan-Nagal. These kind of companies are called as freight forwarders. These companies will give the cargo to carrier. Carriers are the companies who will physically move the cargo. Now understand this carefully. When I say physically, means they will fly from Delhi and land in San Francisco. They may directly go or they may stop in between, but they will fly physically. Now it can be by flight, it can be by maybe from Mumbai to San Francisco, it can be by vessel, that is your ship, or there can be any other means to move the cargo from source to destination. But typically they will be considered as carriers. So carriers are the physical cargo movers from source to destination, or from source to intermediate point. Like for example, I don't have a direct flight from Delhi to San Francisco. So I will fly from Delhi to UK, and from UK there might be British Airways flying from UK all the way to your San Francisco. So those things will be called as your carriers, but they will be physically moving your cargo. As I mentioned, it might be by a third party, or FedEx can have their own flights. They will also be called as your carriers. So it all depends on how you scenario. So in any given scenario, you will have various parties involved in this particular activity. When I say various parties, these parties can be your shipper, can be your freight forwarding company, can be your carrier, or can be your consignee. So these are the various people who will be associated in a transportation business. Okay. Now, as I said, because this is a demo, I'm just giving you a brief introduction of how the sessions will be explained to you. But this is how we will be using. This Excel sheet will be my aid or my whiteboard kind of thing, in which I'll be already have some information, but I'll be using this pen and pencils kind of thing to drag and explain this information. But that's how your trainings will happen as part of this training. Okay. Any questions, queries, anything?
No questions, Mukesh.
All right. Annapurna, how about you? All right. So this is how we would venture ourselves into the trainings. So if we are good, then maybe we can break here, and then we can move forward from next sessions whenever they have been scheduled, kind of thing. Okay. Srinivas, you're there? Maybe he dropped out of, kind of thing. Okay, so if there are no questions, then maybe we'll break for today, and let's see how it frames out in terms of the next session and schedule is concerned. Okay.
Do you explain the difference between multi-stop and multi-leg?
Oh, I'll go through that, because if you see, as part of our scenarios, that's going to be one specific thing. Because if I touch that today, trust me, you will get lost in the whole scenario. So we'll have one detailed scenario like this, and I'll explain that to you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey Mukesh, thanks for the introduction, man.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe I've heard your voice, or I have seen this kind of thing. Meaning, like, I think it's you in the YouTube also. Some introduction is there. I'm not sure.
Yes. One intro video might be there sometime like long time back. I uploaded one YouTube video of myself somewhere.
Yeah, I think it is the same. Yeah, I can very clearly map it to your explanations and all these things. Meaning, I've been trying. Believe me, I've been trying OTM training for the past almost like 4-5 years. I couldn't get hold of anybody. Believe me. Oh, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, all right. So we'll do one thing. We'll break for
And
today.
also, I will see. I'm actually checking with my Mukesh. I'm also checking with my friend. Yeah, I forgot to include him. I will talk with him. If his calendar is available, I will pull him also. Okay.
Sure. Good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that sounds good. So as I said, let's break for today, and then let's see how the next schedule happens to be. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Mukesh. Is Srini going to jump in here, or we will take it off?
I think he dropped off. Maybe he'll connect with you guys later sometime. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Mukesh.
Yeah. Good day. Bye.
Thank you.
You
Have
too.
a good day.